Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from York Racecourse here on Wednesday. It is the 19th of August 2020. We're going to look at the group races, the stakes races on the program from York, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Get 5 for more selections for race courses around the world and also full card selections for York. Usually during these big race days I look at all the races, but problem is my computer has been on the on the fence lately, and I ordered a new one. It should be coming hopefully in the next week or so. But I like during these big race days, I get very stressed out doing these videos, so I like doing it in parts. And I don't have for some reason the video editor doesn't work with this Windows update, so I'll have to wait for the new computer to come to use my video editor. So that's why we're not doing all the races, because if I do it all in one big video, I'm going to be on the verge of a panic attack at the end of it. So instead, we're just going to look at the two races and keep my sanity. So we're going to be looking at the third and fourth race from York, the 245 and the 315. So let's get to it right now. But like I said, go to Twitter for the other races. The third race, 245, it's the Group 2 Great Voltigeur Stakes. It's Group 2 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $100,000. Race for 3-year-olds here, Colton Geldings. Field of 8 horses going 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the York turf course. I love the 4-horse here, Highland Chief. We'll go 461 in the Tricast Trifecta. 461 Tricast Trifecta. Top selection, 4-horse Highland Chief. 3-year-old colt by Glen Eagles. David Prober gets the mount for Paul and Oliver Cole. Horse's most recent outing came 30th of July at Goodwood, a mile and a half in the Group 3 Gordon Stakes, and the horse finished second by 3/4 length behind Mogul that day, and Mogul just took off clear and was very, very easy winner. This horse, he was mowing, he stayed the trip well, he needed extra turn of foot. It was definitely an improvement off his race before, which was the Derby at Epsom, mile and a half under the 4th of July. He had a stupidly wide poster, and he finished 10th by 14 lengths. Would have been better if he went towards the front end, which he didn't. They basically let the winner walk. But this horse, he just, everything just wasn't to his liking. Not the best rides in the world. And then prior to that, he ran in a Class 2 handicap at Ascot, Monaco, June 18th, winning by a half length. He did everything well and more on the front end, quickened up nicely from a stupidly wide poster. That was a very impressive victory off the break. And then prior to that, as a Tyrrell at Newmarket, 1 mile on the Royal Lodge, finished 6th by 13 lengths there. He never weakened out of it, but never quickened out. I thought it was an okay effort for a 6th place finish, but coming here, mile and a half, which you should definitely love, drawn very well. If he sits closer, it should be better. 7-1, I think, is the very likely winner, along with the 6-horse Mogul. Finally got the victory last time out in the Gordon Stakes, but it was always running these decent races in the past. 2-1, he could definitely win on paper. But to recap my selection for the third, the 245 from York, it's Group 2 Great Voltigeur. Let's take the 4-horse Highland Chief as top selection. Also give kudos to the 6-horse Mogul. We'll go 4-6-1 in the Tricast Trifecta. The fourth race, the 315, it's the big one. It's the Group 1 Juddmonte International. It's a Group 1 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse $366,000, race for 3-year-olds, then upwards. We have a field of 6 horses going 2,100 meters or a mile 5/16 on the turf course. As a top selection here, we're going to take the 2-horse Gaiatha. We'll go 253 in the Tricast Trifecta. 253 Tricast Trifecta. Top selection, 2-horse Gaiatha. This 5-year-old horse by Dubowie, Godolphin Doe, and Charlie Appleby trains. William Buick gets the mount. This horse has been pretty perfect so far this year, most recently in the clips at Sandown, a mile and a quarter. The horse beat Enable that day, winning by 2 1/4 lengths. This horse just quickened up nicely and put Enable in the dust. Nothing bad about that race. 2 back in the Coronation Cup at Newmarket, a mile and a half. The horse won by 2 1/4 lengths, and again, basically could have won around another 5 times. That was one of William Buick's best rides ever. Nothing bad there. And then before then, Dubai Millennium, another race the horse could have won around another 5 times. A mile and a quarter there at Maydon in mid-February. He won by 8.5 lengths and basically didn't get the whip. It was much the best that day, basically a paid workout like we would say here in America. But prior to that, he was just a little bit overbet, I think, at times last year, and facing too tough competition, mainly that Prix d'Arc de Triomphe at long shot, mile and a half, finishing 10th by 33 lengths. Wasn't handling the soft ground, was stupidly wide, and everybody thought he was the next coming of Jesus that day. He wasn't. He just ran horribly. But before that, he won in bottom very, very nicely. But he back to a mile and a quarter, which I think is his preferred trip, drawn very well at 6-5. I think he's a very likely winner. Kamiko is your wise guy horse, coming to a mile and a quarter, which which I think should do him well. A few weeks ago in the Sussex, he never weakened out of it, but never quickened up either. It was an okay race. Before that in the Derby, I think he got, the pace compromised his running there. But before that, won the Guineas very nicely and won the racing or the fraternity trophy very nicely last year. Back to him on a quarter at 4-1. Let's give him a shot. But to recount my selection for the fourth, the 3:15 from York's Group 1 Juddmonte International, we'll use the 2-horse Gaia. I'll also give kudos to the 5-horse Kamiko. We'll go 2-5-3 in the trifecta. So good luck to him. Please follow me on Twitter at horseracingkid5. Good luck, everybody.